What is the difference between Sadaqa and Zakat?
By definition, Zakat means to purify, to increase. It means goodness, it means blessing. And Sadaqa comes from the root word Sidq, which means sincerity. So it is the sincerity and faith of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Zakat, by definition, according to Islamic Shariah, is an obligatory charity which every Muslim who owns more than the Nisaab level of surplus wealth, if he has it with him for a year's period, he has to give 2.5% on it every year. As far as Sadaqa is concerned, it is an optional charity. Zakat is also worship of Allah, obeying the command of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Sadaqa is also worship of Allah, it's obeying Allah, but it is voluntary. The major differences between Zakat and Sadaqa is that there are certain conditions required. For Zakat, number one, it is given on certain goods. For example, gold, silver, ornaments containing gold or silver, merchandise. It can be business activities, farm produce, cattle, and all the categories. Whereas Sadaqa, you don't have to possess any wealth that you have to give Sadaqa. It can be just given Sadaqa. Point number two, in Zakat, these properties and surplus wealth should be with you for 1 full year, then you have to give Zakat. Sadaqa, there is no necessity of any particular wealth being with you for such and such a period. You can just give it without any time period. Point number three, you should have a Nisaab level of these wealth. Only when it reaches Nisaab level. For example, if you have gold weighing 85 grams, then you have to give Zakat. Or silver, 595 grams. If it's less than that, no Zakat is there. Sadaqa, irrespective of the property you have, less, more, irrespective, you can give voluntary. The other difference is Zakat can only be given to the 8 categories who are permitted to receive Zakat in the Quran. Surah Tawbah, chapter number 9, verse number 60, the poor people, the needy, etc., which we discussed earlier. Sadaqa, it can be given to anyone. It can be given to the categories of Zakat, it can be given to the categories outside Zakat. There is no limitation, no binding whatsoever. Point number 5. If a person who is liable to pay Zakat and does not pay Zakat and he dies, then his children, his heir, have to see to it that the Zakat is paid off. If it's from his property before distributing the wealth, it should be paid off. That's a liability, which is not the case of Sadaqa. Person who intends to do Sadaqa and he dies, his heirs need not fulfill that. It is his own intention. If they want, they can. It's optional. Number 6, if you don't give Zakat, which is the pillar of Islam obligation, it's compulsory, you'll be punished for that. As Allah says in Surah Tawbah, chapter 9, verse number 34-35, you'll be branded with the fire from hell, with that gold on which you haven't paid Zakat, which is not the case in Sadaqa. Point number 7, Zakat cannot be given to the descendants of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is not the case with Sadaqa. You can give it to the Prophet also and to his family. Point number 8, you cannot give Zakat to the dependents. A father can't give to the son. A person can't give to his father. Whereas Sadaqa, a father can give to his son, a son can give to the father, irrespective of the dependent or not. Point number 9, Zakat in most categories cannot be given to the rich and the healthy. Where Sadaqa can be given to the rich and the healthy. Zakat cannot be given to the non-Muslims. Where Sadaqa can be given to non-Muslims. So these are the major 13 differences between Zakat and Sadaqa.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Zakir.